Oh, this is special. Oh, this is so special. Oh my word. Hi guys, I'm Matt from Rybrook TV. Welcome back to the channel. And today, I've got a very special car behind me. One which I never thought in a million years I'd get the opportunity to look at, let alone drive. Because this is the BMW M3 CS. They only produced 1,200 of these worldwide and only 100 came to the UK. So this is just a mad opportunity. I've always wanted to drive one of these and never thought I'd have the opportunity, but today it's here. In fact, this exact car is currently for sale at Rybrook Shrewsbury BMW. So to check this out in more detail, please use the link in the top of the screen. Have you done that? Check this car out, because it's, well, built in 2018 and it's only 8,000 miles. This is a prime example. So let's go and take a look at what differs the M3 CS from the normal M3. So let's start down at the business end. This car is finished in San Marino metallic, which is just a gorgeous colour for the car. The differences here are the gorgeous carbon fibre front splitter, which is specific to the CS. We've also got a carbon fibre bonnet with the different aerodynamic design. Now that was first seen on the M4 GTS. And well, if you'd like to see my video on the M4 GTS, do please use the link in the top of the screen. The kidney grills are gloss black and double slat, and they look kind of tiny, don't they, compared to modern BMW standards. You get the adaptive LED lights as standard with the Corona design. They're beautiful. And then I'm sure you can see over in the corner of the screen, those forged alloy wheels. They are CS bespoke, and they're gorgeous, but they're not only great looking, they're a lot lighter than those available on the competition. As we move along the flanks, it's all very familiar M3, isn't it? This generation of M3 anyway. You've got the air breathers down here, and I've already mentioned the wheels, but just take a look at them again. They're outstanding. Now this generation of M3 was the first to be available with not just doors here, but doors here. So this is in essence a four-door saloon, which means that you can take your family everywhere with you. Practicality is not hindered by this car's tyre bursting performance. The rear is squat and butch, just like it is on the M3 competition. The carbon fibre rear spoiler is bespoke to the CS, as are the exhausts. Just take a listen to those. Cars just don't sound like that anymore, do they? And those exhausts are wrapped in a gorgeous carbon fibre rear diffuser. You've got LED lights as standard on the rear, and then when you open up the boot, it reveals a massive, massive amount of space. As I already mentioned, this car is exceptionally practical. Let's go and have a look inside. The interior of the CS is just what we've come to expect from the M3. Only with a few differences for the CS, because this is lighter and harder. The centre console is more or less bare. We've got no armrest here. Instead, we've got this really nice Alcantara. And there's just Alcantara and beautiful stitching everywhere. The steering wheel is Alcantara with the embroidered M colours inside. Start-stop button is red, and then we've got Alcantara up here with the CS logo embossed into it. It's just fantastic, but the rest of this car is M3. So you get an awful lot of standard equipment. So in this stripped out, hunkered down, amazing car, we have Harman Kardon sound system, we've got cruise control, we've got the professional media system with full Bluetooth capabilities and satellite navigation, we've got heated seats, we've got a whole plethora of technology in here. So this car isn't just about the savage, unrivaled performance. It's about being a practical, everyday car, and it achieves that exceptionally well. But let's be honest, this mainly is about the driving experience. And well, I think that's definitely enough now of me talking about this, the way that this car looks. I'm itching to take it for a spin. So, the M3 CS. This is a car that in a million years I never thought I would drive. As I've already mentioned, it was limited to 1,200 units worldwide and only 100 came to the UK. I never ever in a million years thought I'd drive this thing. So, let's do this professionally, shall we? What is the CS? Well, as I've already mentioned when we looked around the exterior of this car, the CS is the final swan song to the M3, the F80 generation, the first in these modern range of M3 saloons. Obviously, it used to be the M3 was the coupe. Then we swapped it to the M4 as the coupe and the M3 as the saloon, which you'd probably imagine they'd be the other way around, but no. So, the M3 F80 is out of production, and this car came out back in 2018, and it's mad to say that 2018 was 2 years ago now. But underneath, the M3 CS has the same 3-litre 6-cylinder twin turbo as the M3 competition. However, we've got a little bit more power, so we're up to 454 brake horsepower and 443 foot-pounds of torque. So it's only a small increase. We've got slight chassis tweaks, we've got lighter alloy wheels, which are just spectacular, and we're running on Pilot Sport 2 tyres. And for those of you in the know, you'll know what those tyres are like. Oh. Okay. 0 to 62 is dealt with in 3.9 seconds, which is a fraction quicker than the competition. But the real thing about this car is the way that it drives. Now, I'll be straight up. It's been a long time since I've driven an M3 competition. I drove not too long ago on the channel a M3, standard M3, and if you want to see my video on that car, do please use the link in the top of the screen. But this, I love the M3, don't get me wrong, but this thing has just taken the bar and raised it massively. Let's back it all into sport and go to manual mode. Just, I'm going to miss this M3. It's the way that it turns in, the way that it grips. You have to get the car up to temperature, if I'm honest. And today it's around 4 or 5 degrees. The roads are quite slippery, so it is difficult to get those tyres up to temperature. But if you drive this car with finesse, you're not heavy, aggressive, boy does it reward you. Boy does it reward. And likewise, I'm not going to do it on public roads, but if you wanted to have fun, I'm sure that you could have endless amounts of slidey time in this thing. I think it would just be so easy. At low speeds, when the car's in sport, it's bitey, it's grabby, it's aggressive. I don't think I've ever driven a car that has such an underlying personality for savagery. I don't think I've ever driven a car that makes you want to drive it so fast, so much of the time. This thing just invites you. I mean, a little bit of a slip there, and that was at 30 miles an hour. You can have so much fun in this thing at any speed. But the amazing thing is, this car is so sharp, it's so aggressive, it's so savage, but it's an M3 at heart. So it's a 4-door saloon. So you can bang it all back into comfort mode, pop the gearbox into auto, and just cruise. This car is just phenomenal. I love everything in this thing. I love the M3. I love everything about this car, and this, the CS, as its final swan song, is just biblical. As you can probably tell by how I'm reacting to this thing, I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love. And if I had the money, I would have this car in a heartbeat. It's absolutely spectacular. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, do please drop it a like and subscribe to the channel for plenty more exciting content to come.